We are such stuff as dreams are made on. That's what he wrote.
That's what he wrote. So tonight, this one is for a quiet dream you still keep in the dark.
Neon on the window blinking half awake. You're scrolling through the faces you can't fake. Everyone is shining on a tiny screen. You're lying in the shadows asking what you mean. You used to have a notebook full of skies, pages full of cities you would write. Now the only map is deadlines in your phone. You're wondering when your heart became a stone. But I've seen the way your eyes light up when you talk about the things you love. Even if your voice is small and low, there's a universe that only you can know. You are made of dreams, not just a daisy chase, not just broken plans you're trying to replace. Even when you're tired, lying on the floor, there is something gentle burning at the core. You are made of dreams, not just your failed attempts, not just every no and every what if then. Hold on to that spark when the night feels rough. You're the kind of light dreams are made of. You tell me that you're realistic now. You folded all your colors into doubt. You laugh it off and say it's just my fate to watch the world move on and be too late. But I remember stories that you told, of music in your chest that won't get old. And every time you say that it's too late, your heartbeat keeps a different kind of pace. There's a stage inside your rib cage where your future still can rearrange. Every breath is like an open night, curtains up each time you choose the light. You are made of dreams, not just a 9 to 5, not just staying quiet so you can survive. Even in the traffic and fluorescent halls, something in you's dancing, pushing through the walls. You are made of dreams, not just your unpaid rent, not just what they see on some performance chart you send. When you think you're small and never good enough, you're the kind of soul dreams are made of. Maybe it's a song you never sung out loud. Maybe it's a city you can't see right now. Maybe it's a kindness you still want to give to the child you were who taught you how to live. Maybe it's a letter you will write one day to the broken you who thought you'd fade away. Every little dream you keep upon the shelf is just the way the world is waiting for yourself. Such stuff as dreams are made on. He wrote that for the ones who carry on. Even when the curtain falls too soon, you're still holding on to your own moon. Close your eyes, feel the glow. There's a place you never show. All those plans you had to hide, you're still breathing deep inside. Let the world keep turning fast. You don't have to be your past. In the quiet, say it soft. I am more than I've lost. You are made of dreams, not just your hardest nights, not just all the times you couldn't make it right. Even when the mirror only shows you scars, there's a sky inside you full of waking stars. You are made of dreams, more than the roles you play, more than every sorry that you said today. When the noise gets loud and the road feels tough, you're the kind of hard dreams are made of.
So if tonight feels small and dim, remember this line. We are such stuff as dreams are made on. And that means you.
Love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. So if you ever feel not enough to look at, This song is for the part of you they still haven't seen yet. You're standing by the mirror in the morning light, counting every little flaw that doesn't feel right. You tug your shirt, you hide the lines upon your skin, like you have to pass a test before the day begins. You say, if I were prettier, I'd be easier to love. If I had a better body, I'd be worthier. But every time you talk like that, you fade away from the person that you are beneath the things you say. But I don't fall in love with how the sunlight hits your face. I fall for how you laugh when you're a little out of place, for how you hold a stranger when the world is going wrong, for how you stay and listen even when it's taking long. Love doesn't start with the surface of your skin. It's the way your quiet courage keeps on showing up again. It's the stories in your eyes when you think no one can see. All the tiny hidden battles that you're fighting silently. Love doesn't look with your eyes, with the mind, or you just taste your window at a time. Fine, if you think you're not enough from just the outside, let me be the voice that says you're more than what they find. You scroll through all the faces on a silver screen, perfect bodies, perfect angles, glossy, sharp and clean. You start to treat your heart like it's a second hand, something only halfway new that no one understands. But I have seen you cry and still show up for your friends. I have watched you pick up pieces when your strength should end. I have heard the way you talk so gently to a child. You're the kind of quiet light that never goes out of style. Your love was just a highlight reel we show in fragile frames, and it would disappear the moment life forgets our names. But real love keeps on learning every corner of your fears, and still decides to stay there through the ordinary years. Love doesn't cling to a temporary glow. It lives inside the choices that nobody knows, in the text you never send but you rewrite with more grace, in the way you give forgiveness without needing any praise. Love doesn't look with the eyes but with the mind, with the part of you that's patient when the world is unkind, when you think your broken pieces make you hard to like. You're the very reason love was ever brought to life. One day you'll meet someone who sees the universe behind your pleas, who hears the music in your doubt and never tries to tune it out. They'll trace the map of every scar and treat them like a work of art, not in spite of but because of who you are, because of who you are. Love looks not with the eyes but with the mind. So let me love the thoughts you never say out loud. Sometimes close your eyes, take a breath, feel your heart inside your chest. Every beat is proof enough you were always built for love. Love doesn't stop with the edge of what you see. It's the quiet, stubborn hope you keep in spite of everything. It's the way you rise again when you are tired of the climb. How you still believe in softness in a world that's never kind. Love doesn't look with the eyes but with the mind, with the courage to stay gentle and the will to realign. So when you doubt your worth and you start to hide, let this be the song that says you're beautiful inside. You're beautiful inside. When the mirror feels like a judge, just remember, love was never meant to stop at what it sees. It was always meant to know you.
Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds. Tonight I just want to talk about the kind of love that stays when everything else changes. City lights are fading on your window, coffee's getting cold between our hands. We've been drawing circles in the silence, both afraid to say where we really stand. You say you're not the one you used to be. The weight of days is pressing on your chest. You're scared that if you crumble I'll be leaving, like all the others who just love you best. But I've seen you in the dark nights, trembling on the fault lines. Every broken piece you try to hide. You ask me with your half smile, will you still stay for a while? Let me answer you just one more time. Love is not love if it changes overnight, if it fades when the weather isn't right, if a storm makes it run and hide its face. That's not love, that's just a sweet escape. I don't want a feeling that dissolves in the rain. I don't want a promise that will break with the strain. If I say I'm here, then I'll be here when it hurts. Love unaltered, you see it in my words. Ooh, yeah. You tell me that your past is like a shadow, following you everywhere you go. You're scared that if I learn about your stories, I'll turn into a stranger at the door. But I don't want you perfect, I want honest. The quiet fears you never said aloud, the part of you that still feels undeserving, the part that thinks you're just too lost, too loud. Let your tears fall on my shoulder, let the night feel a little slower. You don't have to carry this alone. If your hands begin to tremble, if your doubts all turn to metal, let my voice be the place you call home. Love is not love if it runs from every fight, if it's only there when everything's alright, if one crack makes it fall apart and fade. That's not love, that's just a masquerade. I don't want a story that can't stand in the rain. I don't want a forever that is scared of the pain. If I say I'm yours, then I am yours in reverse. Love unaltered, even at its worst. Even if the seasons change your name, even if your past comes back in flames, even when you're standing in the ruins of your pride, I won't step aside. Even if your doubts talk over me, even when you're too tired to believe, I will be the echo that keeps whispering your worth. You are still enough for love on this earth. It isn't never fixed, mark. That's how the poet wrote it in the dark. Through every rising tide, I'll choose your changing heart each time. Ooh, love that stays when you're not okay, love that holds when you push away, love that knows all your crooked lines, love that grows through the hardest times. Listen, love is not love if it bends with every fear, if one hard truth makes it disappear, if a single crack can make the whole thing burst. That's not love, just thirst. I don't need a fire that is scared of the night, I just want a flame that survives without the light. If I say I'm here, I'll stay here through the worst. Love unaltered, even when it hurts. So when you feel yourself changing, when the mirror looks strange, remember, the love that's real doesn't flinch when you do. Love is not love, which alters when it alteration finds.
There is nothing either good or bad, but thinking makes it so.
If your mind feel like a storm tonight, this one is for every thought you're trying to make peace with. You wake up with the same weight on your chest. Yesterday mistakes replaying in your head. Every little word you said out of line turns into a monster in the middle of the night. You tell yourself I ruin everything I touch. I'm too much, I'm not enough, I'm out of luck. You build a prison out of all you could have been, then hand yourself the key and still won't let you in. But what if all the stories that you tell are just reflections in a broken wishing well? What if all the bad you think you are is only shadows from a distant dying star? There is nothing good or bad until your thoughts aside. You can turn a tiny stumble to a failing life. You can take a single no and call it proof you'll never grow, or you can let it be a step along the road. There is nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So be gentle with the words you plant inside your soul. If you change the way you speak to your own heart at night, you might find the same old world in softer light. They told you not to cry, so strong means never break. So now you call your tenderness a big mistake. You label every need as something to erase, then wonder why your chest feels like an empty space. You scroll through everybody's highlight reel, compare your quiet healing to the way they feel. You take your slow steps, call them failure in disguise. You never see the courage living in your eyes. But what if every scar you try to hide is just a map of all the time you stayed alive? What if every time you fell apart was just your soul rearranging into art? There is nothing good or bad till you rewrite the script. You can call your gentle heart a flaw you need to fix. You can see the way you care is proof you made to mend the world, even when your own hands tremble and they're curled. There is nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So be careful what you name yourself when you're alone. If you treat your broken pieces like the seeds, not stones, you might grow a quiet forest out of bone. What if too sensitive just means you feel what others miss? What if too slow just means you're building something that won't slip? What if all the things they called wrong in you are just the parts that stay the most true? Thinking makes it so. He said in older days, but you're the one who chooses what your mind will say. Call it lesson, not defeat. Call it rhythm, not repeat. Call it healing, not a waste. Call it patience, not too late. There is nothing good or bad you cannot rename. You can turn your quiet life into a holy flame. If you give your tender thoughts a softer place to grow, you might meet a version of yourself you never know. There is nothing good or bad, but thinking makes it so. So tonight before you sleep, let every harsh word go. Wrap your shaking heart in something kind and low, and let this be the voice that whispers slow. You are not your fear. You're the one who chooses what it grows.
The world won't always change for you, but the way you talk to yourself can change the world you live in. Think it makes it so.
The fault, dear Brutus, is not in our stars, but in ourselves. He wasn't saying, blame yourself for everything. He was saying, you're not as powerless as they told you. You said maybe I was never meant for more than this. Maybe all my almost dreams were accidents I missed. Maybe every open door was never really mine. Just a hallway I was standing in, wasting time. You talk about your life like it was written out before, like someone shook the snow globe and then locked the door. You point up at the sky and say it's all been said. If I was meant to bloom by now, I would have bloomed, I guess. But I have seen the moments you don't count, the tiny quiet choices that you drown out, the days you got back up when no one knew. That wasn't fate, that was you. It's not in our stars, not in some distant light, not in constellations deciding wrong or right. You are not a puppet hanging on a silver string. You were every note that turned into another swing. It's not in our stars, not fixed above your head, not in what they wrote or in the words they said. You are more than all the forecasts they once drew. You're the one who keeps on choosing what you do. You say, look at where I started, look at where I am. Some people had a river, I was given sand. They tell me to build castles, but they never stay. So maybe I was made to watch them wash away. But I have seen your hands, how they refuse to quit, how you plant another seed where others say that's it, how you hold your own mistakes and still make room for grace, how you stay when you could easily erase. What if every underling you think you've been, it's just a version of you scared to begin? What if you are not the role that you were cast, but the pen that can write your broken past? It's not in our stars, not sealed in secret codes, not only in the lucky or the easy roads. You can take a shattered plan and call it done, or treat the broken pieces like a rising sun. It's not in our stars, not only up above, not just in the timing or the lack of love. You were made of all the times you tried again. You're the quiet author of your if not when. This isn't about blaming every tear on you, it's about remembering what your heart can do. When the world says faded, you can say maybe not. You can turn a dying ember to a living spark of thought. Maybe you were handed storms you didn't choose. Maybe you were given more than you could ever use. But somewhere in the chaos of the life you got, there's still a little space where you decide the plot. Name this season learning not too late. Call this chapter building, not mistake. You are not the things that broke you on the way. You're the one who's still here, choosing one more day. It's not in our stars to tell us who we are. They can only shine on what we've carried from afar. You can give your power to a sky you'll never touch, or hold it in your hands and say enough is enough. It's not in our stars, not written in the night, not in every failure or in every fight. When you feel you have no say in how this ends, remember, every little choice you make is where it bends. It's where it bends. The stars can only light the road, they can't decide. You will go. That part is still yours.